The member for Forest.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer update the House on how the government's strong economic management, including providing tax relief for small and medium businesses, is delivering for all Australians, including in my electorate of Forest? What are the risks and what is at stake from an alternative plan?
The Treasurer has the call.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Forest for a question about the economy, because we don't get any from those opposite, Mr Speaker. We don't get any from those opposite. And the member for Forest, she works hard for the people from Bunbury to Busselton and down to Margaret River, Mr Speaker, the people of the vineyards, the people on the dairy farms, Mr Speaker, working hard to support the tourism operators across her electorate. And like many on this side of the House, we have brought into the House a bill which will reduce the taxes for around 3 million Australian businesses, Mr Speaker. 3 million Australian businesses that employ some 7 million people, Mr Speaker. And our legislation will provide tax relief to these businesses 5 years earlier than first anticipated, Mr Speaker. So when you go and see the butcher or the baker, the florist or the fishmonger, the cafe or the chemist, you can tell them that the Morrison government is reducing their taxes, Mr Speaker. And this builds on the legislation that just passed the parliament only a few weeks ago to extend the $20,000 instant asset write-off for another year. And as the former Treasurer, now Prime Minister, knows, in the most recent data, that instant asset write-off was used by some 300,000 Australian businesses, Mr Speaker. That is what is happening out there in the real world, Mr Speaker, in the economy as a result of the measures that this side of parliament has taken. Now, I'm asked, are there any risks to this approach? Well, we know that the Leader of the Opposition has a 5-point plan. A 5-point plan to increase your taxes, Mr Speaker. Increases taxes on your income, increasing taxes on your business, increasing taxes on your property, increasing taxes on your savings and increasing taxes on your electricity bill, Mr Speaker. That is the Labor Party's 5-point plan. And when it comes to small businesses, the Leader of the Opposition has had 4 different positions, Mr Speaker. His first position was only to support tax relief for businesses up to $2 million, Mr Speaker. Then he went to Cedar in June and said he was going to repeal the tax relief for those businesses with a turnover of between $10 and $50 million. Now he says he supports the tax relief for businesses with turnovers up to $50 million. And as the Prime Minister said, he's got a 4th position. And that 4th position is to increase taxes on family businesses by $25 billion, Mr Speaker. So the Labor Party, until they come into this place and walk back from that increase in tax, the Labor Party will never be a friend of small business.